It's Thursday, the 4th of November 2021. Welcome to the Fear and Greed Business Headlines, where we give you the top 5 business stories you need to know in just 5 minutes. I'm Michael Thompson, and good morning, Sean Aylmer.
Morning, Michael.
5 stories in 5 minutes. Let's get into it. Story number 1, Prime Minister Scott Morrison returns from the United Nations Summit in Glasgow, somewhat red-faced about the blow-up with France.
He sure does. He took a flight overnight, but on a stopover in Dubai, he tried to play down what has become a diplomatic embarrassment for the PM. It's all about French President Emmanuel Macron saying he didn't think he knew Mr. Morrison lied to him about Australia's plans to cancel a $90 billion submarine building contract with Naval Group from France. Then US President Joe Biden called Mr. Morrison's handling of the subs issue clumsy. Yesterday, Mr. Morrison said it was time to get on with it and build the subs to ensure Australian defences were in the best shape they could be. Fair enough, but it ain't going away. French Ambassador Jean-Pierre Thibault said Australia's reputation had been damaged, and I quote, "The way this Australian government decided to turn its back on our solemn and far-reaching partnership without ever frankly consulting with France when there were countless opportunities is just out of this world." He also backed Mr. Macron's allegations and said the leaking of private messages between the two leaders, which came out of Mr. Morrison's office, was an unprecedented low. The leaking of text messages certainly irritated the French. It is not a good look when the leader of a country leaks a text exchange he's had with another global leader. Normally, Australian leaders that head overseas and share the stage with other dignitaries get a bump back home. Michael, I don't think that's going to happen this time.
No, I don't think so. All right, on to story number 2. And Sean, there's been a whole stack of different incentives offered to people to go and get vaccinated. There's been everything from $1 million lotteries through to travel vouchers. Not sure about this one, though. Queenslanders that get vaccinated can get a $10 voucher for a chicken schnitzel.
Yes, the world's a funny place when governments are offering schnitty vouchers to encourage people to get vaccinated. But that's exactly what Queensland Premier Anastasia Palaszczuk did yesterday. Of course, she's racing to get people vaccinated ahead of holiday season over Christmas, where many of the southerners head north. Now, another unusual thing happened yesterday, Michael. Western Australia Premier Mark McGowan, by far the most recalcitrant leader of the states, downgraded New South Wales' extreme risk classification to high risk. He was almost being nice. Just briefly, New South Wales reported 190 COVID cases yesterday. Victoria had its second successive day of less than 1,000 cases, coming in at 941. That's good news.
All right, on to story number 3. And BHP announced yesterday that it's in discussions with Andrew Forrest's Wyloo Metals about their separate takeover bids for Canadian nickel company Noront Resources. This is a bit unusual, this one. What's going on?
Well, no one expected that the big Australian and Andrew Forrest would be talking. It just shows how much these big resource companies want battery metal commodities like nickel, lithium, copper, rare earth, those types of things. The discussion between the two is over Noront Resources, which is located in a region in Canada suspected of being full of nickel. That's why they both want the company so much. It is unusual, though, that the two bidders are talking to each other. Now, these battery metals companies bounce around a lot, but their share prices have done really, really well over the last couple of years. In fact, yesterday alone, Orocobre, Pilbara Minerals and Mineral Resources, all three lithium miners, jumped sharply. In fact, yesterday, Orocobre was the second best performer among the top 200, up 6.5%. That's up more than 20% in the past month. Pilbara Minerals and Mineral Resources, they're also lithium miners, also did well.
Okay, story number 4 this morning. A fairly momentous occasion. AMP has finally, after more than 170 years, left the life insurance industry.
Yes, it began as the Australian Mutual Provident Society in 1849 with a goal of supporting families in sickness and death. It has an incredibly rich history, but yesterday announced it would divest its 19% equity interest in Resolution Life Australasia for about $500 million. That means Australia's great life insurance company is in life insurance no more. As you mentioned, it is indeed a monumental moment for the once blue-chip insurer and wealth manager, which has fallen on very tough times in recent years, much of it of its own making. Its share price 20 years ago was $14. It got down to 91 cents 2 months ago. Now it's up a bit since then, but its future is definitely unclear.
All right, story number 5, and a bit of an odd one. Sean, I know how much you love the metaverse and you are looking forward to living in the metaverse, and now you can do it decked out in all of your latest Nike gear.
Yes, I can. I don't think I will, though. The Wall Street Journal is reporting that Nike has filed trademark applications that suggest it wants to sell digital versions of its shoes, clothing, and other goods with the swoosh logo. Now, there's already people paying for digital designs and digital artwork, and we've certainly spoken on Fear and Greed about non-fungible tokens, but it looks like soon you'll be able to buy Nike gear in video games and other online platforms. I don't know where the boundary is, Michael. Perhaps there isn't one.
I don't think there is anymore. All right, that's it. The top 5 business stories in 5 minutes. Thank you, Sean.
Thank you, Michael.
It's Thursday, the 4th of November, 2021. Remember to hit follow on the podcast. You can find our longer podcast called Fear and Greed on your podcast platform, and you can always find more information and sign up for our free daily newsletter at fearandgreed.com.au. I'm Michael Thompson, and that was the Fear and Greed Business Headlines. Have a great day.